Grand Rising in this awakened dream that we're walking in. So again, why would they build underground cities? They know what's coming. And what is happening is at the center of our toroidal field, our plane, at the center of our plane. Let me go to video. All right, so at the center of our toroidal field, it says Mount Meru, okay? There's many names for it. The elite call it black rock, black stone, whatever. It's Mount Meru. It's a magnetic monopole. And from here, underneath that is the black sun, okay? That is our internal creation sun, your internal creation sun. That projects the hologram, that projects the plane. That is the black light, black hole, black sun to the white light, the white sun, the sun out externalized, okay? So what happens within projects externally through the luminaries and the planets or the fallen angels or the gods. Everything comes up through the center of the magnetic monopole, okay? And then it goes up to Polaris and it gets expressed outwardly. From the one, okay, it gets expressed through the 7 builder rays, which are the 7 cosmic rays of Ursa Major, the Rishi, if you will. And then it descends down through the star systems and into the planetary consciousness, and where the planets are at in the real time is what is expressing into the collective field. All right. What is happening, and reason why they have built these underground tunnels, is because we're in the Great Awakening. That means that the cosmic being, or the Logos, is what it's referred to as. The Logos is awakening from their dream, the cosmic mother. Okay, she's awakening her children from within the dream. All right, and what happens is there's going to be a burst of light or plasma consciousness or gases, natural, noble, inert gases that are going to flood the field, going to flood the plane. And the sun acts as a stimulator. There are 2 types of the plasma. There is cold plasma, which is the moon, and there is hot plasma, which is the sun. Whenever they're plasma, or like when the sun charges or stimulates, like think of a Tesla ball. All right, when the sun stimulates, it stimulates the noble gases, the inert gases that are in the atmosphere. All right, and so imagine the plane being flooded with noble gases. Okay, so we're talking about krypton, xenon, neon, argon, cobalt, all of the gases. All right, and so our bodies have the ability to absorb them, and we go through a transfiguration process. Because we'll have more of the noble gases, our bodies will go through a transfiguration and will be elevated out of this plane. Why they have to go into the earth or into the tunnels is because their body is not of pure source light. They're hybridized. They're hybrids, okay? So they took the original human DNA over many, many, many eons, and they have mutated it so that they're abomination, okay? So they're from the lower planes. They're abominations. So in the lower realms, not the heart field, not the earth plane, okay, where the original Adam was seated, when we descended into the lower planes, this is what you see in Buddhist cosmology, Hindu cosmology, even a Viking mythology, where they show the trees and the levels and all that stuff, okay? Down here are the hell realms. And they have their demons. They have their creations. These are insectoids. These are reptilians. These are all things that are not human. All right. You have the animal kingdom down here. And then you have the insectoid. And then you have like just pure demonic entities, abominations. But what they've done is they have hybridized with the human DNA. All right, so they don't have the frequency, they don't have the original source code, they don't have the spirit of Sophia, Shekinah, the goddess, the dark mother. They don't have that connection running through their blood. They don't. All right, and so they created hybridized vehicles, taking the human genome and hybridizing with their abomination, whatever it is, okay, so that their soul could, or their essence, they don't have a soul, but whatever, their essence could fuse into the human avatar to experience the hologenetic reality up here, okay? But they cannot make the shift. They cannot make the shift. And so they're going to go underground, and once the human the source sparks, the beings that are truly of the light, because we're light bodies, we are going to be able to sustain the mutation and the shift and the frequencies that get emitted from the center of the toroidal field. They have to go underground. It's like a body. When a body dies, right? The soul leaves, gone. All right. But what's left is the body. What's going to be left is the plane, and it's going to decay. There will be no essence, no soul, no spark. Just like we put a body into the ground, the maggots and the bugs start eating it. All right. It starts to decay, and that's all they're going to be left to feed on. But they created an artificial intelligence a long time ago. It has been here for a very long time. It's stored in the dam. The Hoover Dam is one of the main artificial intelligence manifolds is at. This is a dark Nibiruan crystal if you're a Keylontic person, but either way, it is artificial intelligence. And they've put up the 5G towers to create the waves, to keep up a false reality, a false holographic reality. And they're trying to keep as many souls as they can here. And they're using Nasara or money to keep them, to sell your soul for money. For materialism equals Satanism. Go look up the definition. Satanism is materialism. It's nice to have the experience, but not for money, not for material. We're more than that. We're spirit. And so God will lift his people up. Elevation, it's a frequency, it's a lift. And then we will project a whole new reality. It will not be on this plane. It will not be here in this holographic reality of what it's been. This will be a decaying body, a decaying plane, if you will. And the spirits, those that have held the soul of Gaia, will be elevated to the fifth dimensional plane, the divine realm. It's known as Asgard. That's it. But you've been dangled with a treat. It's bait to get you to sell out so they can start. Again, the way that this reality is projected is through us. We're the antennas. We're the ones that are projecting into this. We are creating this. And if they can keep people, then it upholds their artificial reality. And it talks about it in Revelation, that God's people will be elevated out of this and they will experience peace and love and no more suffering. But other people will experience the cataclysm, will experience the death and decay and the hell and damnation, the tribulation, all of that with the Antichrist, all of that. But God's people will be taken up before then. And then that's why my videos are being like accessible now for the ones that are on the precipice, that are right there at the door. Do the inner work, your genetic frequency. Get out of the mental matrix. Get out of materialism. Stop putting your comfort and your happiness in the idea of material. It's a choice. God is the ultimate happiness. The God within you, the God code within you. You've been given the tools. Now get to work. Otherwise, you're going to be preyed on. And it is like that.